How can a new education system foster the growth of creators?
There's got to be more flexibility in terms of like what educational product goes through the K-12 pipes, right? And how do we build them in a way that's as relevant as all the things that we're stimulated by and distracted by? Right. We are so bound to, like, quote, the big oil of education. You know, like we're bound to this old, you know, system that we all know is broken and doesn't work.
In your book, you mentioned the lessons you have learned from being a creative type, going into being and learning lessons in business, like how to kind of open up your investment vehicles to allow more investors in, to give up more equity, to get more vested talent. And she says that she's long admired your ability to merge your artist self and your business savviness. And she'd like to learn more about how you adapted your artist mentality to business demands and some challenges and lessons from that.
For younger folks today, in a culture where you know that there's this, like, the unintended consequence of all the social media is all the antisocial behavior, right? Like just the people being flip about and vomiting whatever it is that they feel in the moment. I think we'll look back on it culturally, and we'll look on it on like this walkie-talkie phenomenon, like this period of social media where we're like, oh my God, it's everything, selling you without selling out, right? Is that kind of core pearl of not hiding behind your art or hiding behind your invention, and having you know, overly emotional attachment to that one single creation versus your body of work, which is your life. The value that comes with successfully selling a creation, which is being able to be more independent, or being able to, you know, do and express more of your ideas. I mean, it's interesting to see like how Banksy, you know, people were like 50-50 with him being in the city, like hating on him. A lot of folks within like the graph ecosystem that just want to dismiss what he's done, but at least he's using his resources now to do these things that really, you know, love it or hate it. Like, you got, like, the guy is a proper performance artist, and he's putting his money where his mouth is, which is one of the great byproducts of successfully, you know, transacting. And it's a part of becoming creatively independent is not having a need for middleman. I think the lesson to that pearl in the book, which is distribute the upside, distribute the risk and the upside. I think the lesson that I was able to share from the Ecko Unlimited related stories was that I didn't really share. Who's to say that 12th grade is when you're baked and ready for college? Versus like how do we onboard a kid? I know I was ready in 8th grade, because I exhibited the entrepreneurial, you know, moxie when I broke out the airbrush and air compressor. If I could have been onboarded at that age, I would have probably went into some, you know, the defensive end. They knew how to onboard him for the right path. Who shot amazing point guard, you know, from a high school basketball team. They know how to onboard him, yeah, right? But they didn't know, well, I mean, where was I going? Those entrepreneurial programs, let's be real, like, I mean, there's not that there's not great stuff, but those are all non-school hour, after school, extracurricular. How do I add that little check a box to my resume, to my portfolio, you know, going to college? But it's not like that's what's happening during seat time, during class hour. The irony here is that the great, you know, kind of parachute to go for my professional career came from my, poetically, like my pharmacy school dean, Dean John Calesi, who came, you know, come the 3rd year going into my what would have been my 4th year of a 5-year program at Rutgers, gave me this alternative to build a independent study medical illustration class, which was kind of crazy because it kept me enrolled at the school, and which I needed to do because that's how I collected, you know, my subsidy, right? Like college loans were subsidizing my cost of living, right? So it's crazy. Yeah. So I was able to kind of keep up that racket and stay in school, but I had a bespoke class that gave me the flexibility to attend to start the business. So